Here's how to make a delicious cheat meal without really cheating. So usually on a day like today when we're snowed in, I'd be eating all kinds of stuff like oxtails and making mad stews and all kinds of stuff. But I'm gonna make myself a healthy treat instead and treat myself nicely. So many people don't know that you can take radishes, and instead of having like boiled potatoes or something, if you boil radishes until the color comes off and they turn tender in some highly salted water, and I don't use regular salt like Domino or all those kind of, I'm not trying to give them a plug, but I use Himalayan pink salts or sea salts. Put some seasoning in there and I'll show you when it's done. So I'm gonna put some garlic powder in here. Some chopped onions, give it a lot of flavor. The more seasoning you put in here while these are boiling, the more they'll be infused with a beautiful, savory flavor that's going to make you want these time and time again. They're going to become a favorite. And I don't even like radishes. I hate raw radishes. They're so just bitter and pungent. But when you boil them, I swear to God, you would think that you're eating potatoes. A little black pepper. All right, so I'm just gonna let these go. They'll probably boil for at least 10 to 15 minutes before they become fork tender. Any plate of boiled radishes or potatoes or something needs to have some kind of a topping, a gravy or something. So what I'm doing is I'm taking one of our burgers, the All-American burger, and I'm gonna turn it into a really savory, delicious topping for these water. Put a little garlic in there. This is fresh garlic without anything in it, you know, no oil or anything like that. It's just chopped garlic. And I'm gonna put some chopped dried onions. All of these are like cheats because they have no calories, but they really give you all that flavor that you want. And just because they're dried, when you put them in the water, they're gonna reconstitute anyway. So it's just like using a regular onion. Okay? I like a little kick. So I'm putting some Cajun seasoning in there. Again, no calories, plenty of flavor. That's what we're going for here. Woo, that's gonna be mad spicy. But it's gonna be good because, you know, radishes, while they're bitter and pungent, when they're raw, they're really mild and just like a regular potato. They really are, you'll be surprised. So, I made some for a friend the other day and she says, these are my new favorites. I'm going to put a tiny bit of tomato paste. This is just organic tomato paste. Just to round that out. And the burger was frozen, so I'm just going to break this apart here. Let that flavor infuse into every little bit of this meat. The fire's a little too high. I'm going to turn it down some. Have it on about medium. Chop it up, chop it up, chop it up. It's getting a little hot in here. I'm going to use a spatula instead. Fork. And a fork. Can't harm yourself for no good reason. I know it's cold outside, but that's not the way to warm up. It's making almost like a campfire stew from Girl Scouts. I remember making campfire stew. I remember enjoying it too a lot. So this is like a modern day campfire stew. It's gonna have a lot of flavor in there. And I'm gonna add a little more liquid. I'm just using filtered water, but you can use chicken broth. You know, we use organic free-range chicken broth from a major vendor whose name will not be mentioned. See, look, we're getting beautiful color there. And I do like color in there because although radishes are red, they're going to lose their color as they cook. I'm going to put a little black pepper, just a little. Can be an irritant to the organs, so I use that sparingly. And I'm gonna put some fancy paprika in there. Really give it a little depth of flavor and a little more color. Now I'll put some more of my filtered water in there. Thank you, Britta. And I will just let this simmer. Take a little taste of it. See if I need to adjust anything. Needs a little salt because I didn't add any salt. So I'm going to use our Chow for Now gourmet chef salts. This is one of them. This is the Himalayan pink salt. Himalayan pink salt gives you so many nutrients and minerals. And it's the purest stuff you can find. I mean, it's unadulterated, really. And it's mined without the use of chemicals, which is important. All right. So, I think this needs a little more color. I'm gonna throw a little fresh cilantro and parsley in there. Okay, so I have here some fresh parsley and some cilantro. I'm just gonna sort of roll it into a little ball to cut it. This is not a proper knife or anything for cutting it, but I just don't like to waste a lot of dishes and stuff when I'm cooking. I'm gonna eat off this same plate when I'm done with it. So I just chop it up however finely you like. Watch your fingers. Toss it in. That's gonna impart good flavor. If you want, you can save a little for a garnish at the end. Me, I like all my flavors cooked into the food. No. Turn it up just a little bit. That looks good. Yeah?
Good.
Ah. And it's only about 142 calories. You bet you wish. I probably won't leave any of this left. But it'll be a nice filling meal for a snowy day like today. But I like to have, even though I'm on a protocol, you know, I'm on a program, I still like to eat well. I like to eat something that tastes good and that I'm going to enjoy and that's going to fill me and that's going to satisfy me. I don't want to just eat, you know, I don't know, some dried up carb stuff from the freezer. You know, I want real food. That's what foodies want, real food. Foodies don't want processed, overly processed junk. All right, let that go. Check on the radishes. Be sure to put your safety gear on because the steam is hot. You can see that the color is leaving the radishes and going into the water instead. You see that? Now, push this through. Let's see. They're not as tender as I'd like yet, but they're getting there. But look at that. You see how all that? They're starting to look like potatoes. Okay. You put this top on and let it go for a few minutes by itself, okay? Okay, so these are definitely fork tender. As you can see, if I can just plunge a fork right in a pork. Now, I'm going to drain them. Be careful of the steam. Be careful of the hot liquid when you're draining. Okay, just drain them well. Then, put them on your plate. You may opt for a plate or a shallow bowl for these. Look at that. That's about 13 ounces of radishes. And now, the pièce de résistance, the sauce, baby. Pour this sauce over here. It's gonna be some good eating. And get every bit of this. These parts that stick to the pan, that's where all the flavor is. You want to always get that out of there. That's what they use when they're deglazing a pan, like on Chopped or something, you know? Alright, I don't think I can get much more out of there, but I'm gonna try. Alright, don't be greedy, Anna. Okay, so this is my finished meal. Let me tell you something. This tastes a lot better than it looks. And if you want it to go faster, all you have to do is cut these radishes in half, you know, or even in quarters. As what takes 15 minutes, you know, will take you maybe 5 to 7 minutes. So when you cut it open, look at that. Just mild. See how soft they are? You can also boil them, you know, according to your own taste. If you like a little crunch in it, you boil them less time, make them less tender. But this is going to taste just like potato, and this is just some slamming, slap your mama sauce. Honey, that's stupid good. Thanks for tuning in.